partner Kevin and I came up with Partisan Earth. We put it out as a proposal about 2 years ago. We decided I worked on a bunch of novel manuscripts, and we'd done some short stories together. We almost exclusively write sci-fi together, even though we do different stuff when we're separate. And we kind of had a challenge to create a TV show that we would like to watch. We actually felt that some of those shows were few and far between, shows that we actually enjoyed watching as individuals. So I said to my partner Kevin, we need an idea. I said, but come to me when you have an idea, and if you don't have a good idea, don't bother coming to me. So literally for about a year, we just kind of danced around the issue. Nothing really got done. About a year ago, which I guess the beginning of say 2011 or so, we actually started to get a lot of the same ideas, and very quickly we developed the script for the pilot episode or miniseries, with depending on how long it ends up being at shooting time. We got a series Bible, a graphics package with all the ships and buildings, things like that. A marketing plan, a second episode, a first draft of a third episode, and we're hopefully a lot of the information on this shoot will end up on a DVD that will be used to help sell the show. We really feel like we've created a show that people would be excited to watch. That's well written, it's very literary, and addresses a lot of the social and political issues that we're surrounded with in daily life. Partisan Earth really, essentially, if someone asks me and says, well, what's the basic, what's the storyline? I would be forced to say it's basically Gone with the Wind set in space. And by that I mean that it's basically interpersonal relationships, in the backdrop of a civil war. Obviously, the Civil War doesn't occur in the pilot, but it builds throughout the early episodes, and very quickly you realize that there's a massive civil war going on in this, what we call the Sothian Empire, which is this region of space that our main 8 characters from the suburban Midwest end up in on the spaceship that they find buried in a field behind a building that one of them owns, or that the main couple own. So basically, we've laid in the storyline with a lot of contemporary issues, a lot of metaphors, and there's a lot of moral gray areas which we like playing with. There's a lot of charged issues. Slavery is endemic to this empire. The empire we laid out is basically a complete plutocracy. If you don't know what plutocracy is, that means that the entire society is geared to serve a select few, which is different than an oligarchy, in the sense that literally it's about service rather than just controlled by those people. The rest of society actually only exists for the purpose of serving that 4% at the top. And the majority of the characters you see in this table read and in the show, who are of this aristocracy, are not just in the 4%. They're actually at the top of the 4%, because they represent literally the emperors, the soon-to-be emperors, the family of people in the emperors. So there's a little bit of a royal scenario going on that you've seen in shows like The Tudors or Rome or things like that. The inner politics of the upper class manipulating society to place themselves in power or to further their own goals. And the majority of all these characters do have very specific agendas. Some of them are social climbers, like the general and his family. Some of them are just about their own self-indulgence, like Ciaran or Suran. Obviously, the emperor has we know he's got this life-threatening illness, and his fear of death is what motivates him. As far as his motivations to interact with other characters, and he wants to ensure that when he does go, that the empire, or his court of the empire, will be left in good hands. Pretty much we've thought out every character, and people have very clear motivations. They're all very different, and I've found from speaking to the actors who've been involved in table read, they found that all the characters are incredibly different from each other and very dynamic, which is what we were trying to achieve, and why we took all that time to develop the series Bible and the backstories, so that there wouldn't be any character in the mix that you go, oh, they're just kind of there. Even the ones that are really stable, like Lieutenant Yanobin's character, who's on the bridge, who's the chief of operations on the Sanrahi. He kind of represents the real rank and file, the real middle class, the real professional soldier, and he would be, in a sense, kind of the litmus, like right in the middle of the series. So even he, if you could say, well, he just seemed very straightforward. Well, even that part of him has a very specific niche in the storyline, and this is all meant to move the storyline, and the subtext of the storyline, the romances in the storyline, and the conflicts between the protagonists and antagonists forward through the 4 years of show that we've kind of mapped out. And we're hoping that this table read and all the little mini movies and soundtrack and all that stuff we've done will do just that. And you'll be seeing this soon.